XFA trade, but we kind of.
Oops. All right. It was a all right. I'm gonna get. It's basically a double trade recap because I took a trade last night. I took a trade last night. This was the trade I took last night, right? I know what you guys are thinking. What's Sunday? Yeah, Sunday Asia session. I took actually an Asia session. I think last Sunday I also took an Asia session trade. Maybe it was like 2 Sundays ago, but low key, pretty clean price action. Can't really complain. Like I got my model, so I took it. I mean, again, I wasn't even coming onto the charts to like trade. I was just doing like my pre-week, I guess, pre-week analysis. And I noticed it's starting to form. And yeah, I was gonna take it on the combine, but um, I ended up blowing that combine because I think I like entered early or something and then blew it. I forget exactly what it was. And then I got emotional. I went over to my XFA, which I, by the way, did not want to do. I did not want to trade Asia on my XFA, but I ended up doing it because the emotions got to me. Everything got to me. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but also some personal stuff that I was dealing with got to me, man, and I was just a little bit on tilt already just because of some personal things. I don't really need to talk about it, but you understand. So basically, for the Asia session, though, I did see that we had this 4 hour gap that was unfilled, and I kind of wanted to see this objective get hit. Now, going into the 5 minute, and I know what you're thinking, like, oh, but we didn't fill a 5 minute. Yes, I know. This was a little bit more of a flexible type of trade, right? Instead of retracing into the 5 minute, we retraced to equilibrium of this internal price range. Once we got the retrace and then invalidated that retrace by inversing this bullish 1 minute, I thought to myself, this is actually genuinely a clean, very clean short. And I can't be a robot. I can't just be like, oh, no 5 minute, no trade. I have to actually use some logic. In this case, like a retracement into equilibrium, it's the same as the filling of 5 minute. So I will be taking trades like that in the future. Um, but I will always prefer the 5 minute. But if it's equilibrium, I'm getting inverse like this strong, and I'll still take that. So we got him on the retracement after the inverse. Two drag candles killed it in Asia session right to the 4 hour unfilled fair value gap. Caught 2.63 RR, risked around $400. Wait, yeah, I risked around like 400. I should have risked less, but I didn't because I was emotional. 400, and I made a good amount on the XFA on the funded account. I made like, I don't know, 1.2 1.2k, I think. And then yeah, and that was that last night's trade. So today, Monday was a red day, but yesterday was a green day. So I'm honestly just gonna combine the two into one day, I think. And it was a green. Actually, no. I'll keep Sunday as its own, I guess. I don't really know. Maybe I'll just combine the two. I don't honestly I have no idea. Because like between Sunday and today, I'm obviously green. Like I'm up like 800 or yeah. Wait, I'm up like $800. Let me see. Well, let's see what I'm at right here. 839. And this is the 50K Express. You can see this one I have blue, but this is the 50K Express account. So we're up 840 on like the past, I guess, 2 days, one day, whatever you want to call it. But when I name this trade recap, I'm gonna name it red and green because last night was green. Actually, no, I'll just do green because I between the past 2 days it's green. I'll just do green because it is technically green between the past. Like I'm green on the account at the end of the day, on the end of the top step day whenever they render in like the next day. I'm green. This sounds super confusing and I'm confusing myself, but anyways, so we took that banger short on Asia on the XFA. Now coming into today, I saw we had London session highs right here. We ended up inversing this 1 hour, started to trade to London session highs. I wanted to see his continuation model here, but if you look here, this is just very, very choppy price action. Nothing for me to take here. Um, yeah, I was unfortunate. I was really confident in this draw, but yeah, I mean, like this price action speaks for itself. Just wiki, wiki, wiki. I think today was pretty bad price action. It was pretty tricky to catch a good trade today. Because like I remember I was like thinking of entering here off this inverse. Stops would have been here and take profit would have been here. The only reason I didn't because we were filling this 5 minute. We were filling this bullish 5 minute right here, pretty small one right here. Actually, no, this isn't even a sorry. That's not even a 5 minute gap, whatever. But that wasn't a trade I could have taken because it did not fit the criteria whatsoever. We were not really that close to it, so not really much of a trade. But this is a trade that I might take in the future. I'm just going to note this out. But it wasn't that clean, I can't lie, just because of overall price action. But then we get that move up, and then we create this range. And this is kind of what I took last night, right? We get this range, fill equilibrium, and then get a decent 1 minute inverse out of it. And I would have went long here. Again, this to me isn't that good of a trade because we are still like 70 points away from the actual draw liquidity. And if the way that I trade, I'm trying to trade a continuation, so I try to wait until price is like physically displacing there and getting like actually close, and then we get a retracement here, and then I can catch it. That's much more what I would prefer. But I don't think this is a bad trade. I just think that it's not really my favorite type of trade. So I'm fine with staying out of that one. And then the trade that I took was pretty simple. We swept the London highs. From there, I'm like, okay, let's see if we can get our, IFPG model. And then, yeah. And then we get this 5 minute inversion right off of this huge 5 minute candle. Again, I didn't enter off of that. I obviously waited for it to retrace around like right here, entered stops here, take profit down here. Another really good motive, like another really strong why I had a decent conviction on this trade is because if you go to ES, and we actually still have this, honestly, which is kind of crazy, but we have triplet lows. We have 3 equal lows. So I was like, I had conviction that ES was going to want to draw to the downside, but I ended up taking it on NQ because of the overall market conditions. But same conviction with ES, right? But I'm not too opposed. I don't like this trade that much just because you can see price action is very choppy. Like before we get this inversion, we're kind of just indecisive. That's one reason. I kind of think it's pretty freaking random that as soon as I enter, we just get like 3 Drake candles to the upside, but like this is just all choppy. I don't know what that is. It's like the market makers are targeting me, bro. That's what it kind of feels like with this trade. I don't even know how that just random huge candles to the upside, but I'm I'm pretty like content with this. I think something to learn is that something to learn is that I gotta be more aware, right? I gotta have a little bit more awareness. Like, okay, we did get the 5 minute IFEG after the sweep of liquidity, but is this actually clean? And it wasn't clean. Much cleaner, like what I would love to see. Like, first of all, this 5 minute, it's not the great, it's not the greatest, it's not the worst, but you can see we got like fucking. Why is it not letting me do this? We got like 30 points beneath the, and we got 30 points beneath this, and then completely respected it. Wicked up, started chopping around the 5 minute for a solid 15, 20 minutes. We were chopping at the 5 minute. If price action was efficient and my drawn liquidity was efficient, we would have ran through it at least after like the second or third candle, not like 5 or 6 candles. That's just sloppy delivery. So yeah, learn something. I really do feel like all my losses, bro. I feel like I'm just learning. Like I feel like I'm genuinely learning something from each and every one of my losses. At some point, you know, I'm gonna know. I'm gonna just have that in the back of my head and just know what not to take because I learned from all these losses, which that's what it's. It hasn't really been like that honestly too much for me because I haven't um like I've been trading for over a year and I've been locked in honestly. I started locking in April of last year. So it's been more than a year. It's been more than a year of me like fully locked in. I started trading in February last year, so I've technically been trading for like a year and 3 months. Um, but I've been like fully locked in for a year. So that was the trade. But again, we're green on the day because the way that Tops Up X works is that if you trade Asia, or if you trade the night before, that P&L carries over into the next AM New York session. So we ended the day overall on Top Step. We ended it up 840 on the Express account. So that's nice. Again, I'm not proud of what I did because I'm not proud that I just I couldn't control myself, man. I did not want to trade on my XFA Asia. I came into this and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if we can get a trade on the eval. What did I do on the eval? I was stupid and I just fucking full boarded it, wanting to pass. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Lost the eval, became emotional, went over to my XFA, and yeah. So sorry, I thought someone was my bathroom. That's pretty much it. I mean, again, XFA didn't want to do this, so I'm not really happy about this. But this is a good trade, in my opinion. That's a good trade. So I'm not really like too mad about the whole trade that I actually took. It's just the whole psychological thing that I just didn't want to do that. Um, what was I going to say? And then, I mean, I'm pretty impressed that I entered and then we got two Drake candles. And this is an Asia session too. So, like, a candle like this is pretty rare. And I was able to catch that. That's precision right there. Equilibrium. I really liked how we respected this equilibrium here. I saw basically, but I also saw like how we were just doing that over and over again. Like, throughout this entire chop down, we're respecting all the bearish PDRs, like every single one. And we're disrespecting all the bullish PDRs. Like, to me, like this bullish PDRA disrespected, then this bearish PDRA respected, and it's like, okay, retrace equilibrium, respected. Every single bearish thing was being respected because we had an unfilled 4 hour here, and as you can see, as we were drawing towards it, we were only like 30 points away, which is what I like to do. I like to take trades when we're like, actually pretty close to the drawn liquidity because it's kind of confirming that. And then we get a retrace, and then we enter off the invalidation of the retrace. So very clean continuation trade today. And then on this 5 minute inverse mechanical model, whatever you want to call it, I like to call it just my inverse model because after we sweep out some significant low or tap into like a 4 hour PDA or something, I'm looking for an inversion, and I'm looking for like a singular clean inversion targeting either an unfilled gap or EQ or a low. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I might make a video explaining my models because I genuinely think it can help a lot of people because the models that I trade, bro. So it's gonna sound a little confusing, but I trade multiple things. I don't limit myself to one model, and I'm gonna get into that. The reason I don't limit myself to one model is because I understand how the market moves from a year and a half of market experience. But not only a year and a half, this is the thing. I have 5 years of market experience because I've backtested the past 5 years over and over and over again. So it's like as if I have now 5 years of market experience, and that's a lot of hours. I don't recommend that. I mean, I put in a lot of hours backtesting. In my life, probably over 10,000 hours easily. But um, so the reason I don't limit myself to one trading model, if I see something else in the market that isn't um, okay, let's just say I have one model that I trade. Let's just say I trade a continuation. If I see something in the market and it's so obvious, like we sweep liquidity, we have a really clean inverse, we have blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nope, I have to stick to my model. Well, for some traders, you need to do that, right? For some traders, need that. For me, I'm like, why? Like, why? Why? I know what's going to happen now. I know what's going to happen. It's clean price action. It's in front of my face. I see what's happening, and it's clear. And I have conviction in this. So I take that trade. Now, the thing is, that's actually my model. So basically I trade a continuation, and I trade a inversion model, which is basically like I said, we sweep like because look, in my opinion, the market is always obviously going to draw towards some sort of liquidity or PDR. We're always drawing to something. So originally, I'm going to look to take a trade towards my draw on liquidity. But what happens once my draw on liquidity is taken out? No, I can't trade anymore. No, what's wrong? If it's like a significant high, right? Once that drawn liquidity is taken, now I'm like, okay, I can't look for my continuation, but I switch. Now I'm like, okay, now I look for my inversion because now it's high probability because we're delivering off of somewhere that's significant. So I switch my mind and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to look for my inversion model, and I try to catch that because I'm not limiting myself because I understand the market moves and I backtested. Oh, dude, my statistics are great. I have backtested so much. I have a 65% win rate and a 1.7 R. That's amazing. You guys might be like, oh, I'm used to 80% win rate. Dodgy has a 90. Guys, realistically, a 65% win rate is extremely good. And that's on backtesting. And keep in mind, when you backtest, your win rate is going to be at least 5 to 10% lower than your actual win rate in live trading. So if you guys want to learn exactly my model, the way that I trade has a very high win rate, just literally, I don't care. I'm not going to charge. Like, just let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want to DM me or whatever, and I'll send you over the exact model. And then I want you to go back test that to see for yourself how profitable it is. Okay. Like I've been backtesting, bro, and I've had a session where I made like 120K on a 50K, and over like a year. So like I would have made like whatever. I would have made like 800K in real trading time because it's 5 accounts I would have. But anyways, that's a little rant. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to learn my model, just hit me up. I'll send it to you. I want you to go back test it, and then you'll find yourself a lot more confident in yourself. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.